Welcome back to Winnie Student World. My name is Winnie, and we are going to talk about application to college or university as an undergraduate student. So, if you know an undergrad student, an aspiring undergrad student, a high school, secondary school student, or an aspiring high school, secondary student, a parent, sister, brother, anyway, come. Alright, so let's talk about it, right? That's one of the questions that I get a lot. Like, how do we apply? How do I apply? What do I need? What do I need to go through? I got you. Alright, so the first thing, and you've heard me say this so many times, standardized test. Now, as an undergrad student or aspiring undergraduate student, right? You want to be placed at the same level in terms of consideration as either native US native students or Canadian native students, and they want to see what you compare to as students at the same point. So that's what standardized tests do. Now, people have opinions about whether they are good or not good, or whether they're accurate or not accurate. See, I don't know what to tell you. Whether they're accurate or not is not the point, but you need to take them, you need to prepare for them, and so that's one of the things you need to do. Now, for undergrad students, there are two sets, and you can pick one from either part, right? The ACT or SAT, or the IELTS or TOEFL. Now, one tests math and English, the other tests how you fare with English as, kind of a spoken language, written language, how you would pretty much fare, because in Canada and in the US, English is kind of spoken a lot. So those are the exams for standardized tests. Now, I tell people all the time, the rest of the application is not that complicated, right? And you're going to see why I said that. So getting your standardized test out of the way is really the part that requires you to prepare, to take classes, to do stuff, to kind of get it done. So it's better you kind of like just knock it right out of the park before you jump in, or while you are gathering other things together. Okay? All right, let's go to the next thing. So the next thing that is required is your transcript, right? So you've probably finished high school or secondary school, depending on what they call it in your country, or you might have even done like some post-secondary education or training, maybe gotten a diploma or anything like that. You need those transcripts. And now the school will prefer that you either, the actual school sends it directly to them, so not you sending it to them, because they want to make sure it's official, people can be very trifling. So somebody might go and make up stuff, and put A's where they did not get A, or put B's where they did not get B. Something like that. So to avoid all that, the school has to send it directly to where you're applying to. That's what will make it legitimate. And the envelope is sealed, there's a signature on it, all that good stuff. So yes, that's for your transcript. The other thing you need is your results for whatever high school or secondary school leaving certificate exam you had to take. Now that varies for different countries. In Nigeria, where I'm from, anyway, in Nigeria, you can either take the WAEC or the NECO. If you're in Nigeria, those words are familiar to you. Well, I do know of the KSCE, because I've had a lot of people from Kenya email me and show me some love, so I do know about KSCE. So I feel very, all right. The other exam that is pretty common is the IGSCE or IGCSE, CSE. Okay, it's the one that they call O-level Cambridge on the streets. That one too is also accepted as a high school leaving certificate exam. So it doesn't matter what you take or what country you are, but as long as you have that exam or its equivalent, take it. Now, I know you're thinking, what if my score is not good? What if that exam did not turn out well? What if, it doesn't really show how good I was in high school? That's a very good question. I recommend that if that applies to you, check with the school and see if they would let you You know, they'll be okay with you not sending it. Maybe your high school transcript is enough, right? Maybe they would take something else in place of it. So people will probably take like multiple exams and then send their best score. Whatever your situation is, communication can really clarify a lot of things. So my point is that reach out to the school or reach out to me and let's chat more about that. Okay? All right. So the next thing is your completed application. All of this will be null and void if your application is not complete. Like, how would they know who you are? Anyway, completed application. Also, in the same vein, every form that they need you to complete, whether it's financial certification, diversity statement. Honestly, some schools just have a lot of things to complete, right? Complete all those things, whether it's on common application or the school has their actual application, you know, portal. Make sure you complete the application. Please complete the application. I beg you, complete your application, because an incomplete application is the easiest way to throw yourself out of the pile for consideration. All right, the next thing is letters of recommendation. Now this could come from your teachers or your counselors, or if you've done like an internship or you've worked for someone, they can also write you these letters too. Universities typically prefer the ones from teachers or counselors, but as long as it's not your family member or your best friend or your church member, you know, or whatever else applies to you, as long as it's none of those, I think you should be fine. Get very good letters of recommendation, y'all. Please, please, please make sure you get solid, sound letters of recommendation. Like people that can speak to your abilities and actually believe that you will do well in school. All right, the next thing is your resume. Your resume. And you're probably thinking, I just finished high school, I don't have a resume. You should start putting one together. I also have a very cool post on my blog, and the link is floating somewhere on the screen now, that tells you some creative ways to fill up your resume. You see, schools want to know that you're going to take your education and do something amazing with it and run with it. And one of the ways to show that is that you want to show that you have been doing something other than going to school. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Feel me? Exactly. You need a resume. Now, there are interesting ways to put your resume together, and that's also one of the things we help do at Winie Student World. So again, reach out to us and we will help you out. Absolutely. You're welcome. All right, the next thing is your essay. Now, most schools would require an essay. It may be a generic personal statement, or it may be an essay that caters to a particular prompt or point, but most schools will require that. I also have a video on tips on how to ace your essay or personal statement that you should check out. But you need to get an essay together. All right, so now you have seen the list of things that we need to complete your application for admission as an undergrad student. Remember, if you're eyeing a merit scholarship, you want to knock your standardized tests out of the park, you want to submit a very, very impressive transcript and, you know, high school leaving certificate exam, you want to do well in those exams. So if you're still in high school and you haven't taken those exams and you're kind of considering studying outside your home country, that's one way you can stand out, okay? Even if you want to study in your home country, that's also a good way to stand out. You want to show people that you're a good student. You know, I know you are, but you want to show other people that you're a good student. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You could email me directly. You could send a direct message to Winie Student World on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. You could drop a comment here. Like, we live in an internet world, y'all. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to reach me, you can reach me. All right. Talk to you later.